Hello everyone and welcome to my Bachelor Nation 24 channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Jonathan Rone reveals if Chock or Guy is better for Joan Vassos. Golden Bachelorette fan favorite Jonathan Rone revealed at the Men Tell All that he has met someone. He is happy and in love. He wasn't the one for Joan Vassos, but it worked out for him. He gained a lot of experience and has no regrets when it comes to being on the show. Now, Joan is down to the final two men, Chock Chapel and Guy Gansard. Jonathan revealed who he thinks is the better pick for Joan. Keep reading to find out more. Jonathan Rone reveals if Chock or Guy is the better fit for Joan. Golden Bachelorette favorite Jonathan Rone shares if Chock Chapel or Guy Gansard if the better choice for Joan Vassos. Fans will see her make her final pick on Wednesday night, November 13. Both of the final men will meet her family and have a final chance to profess their love for her. Both of the men are great. Jonathan echoed those sentiments, saying that he is great friends with them both. He spoke with Extra TV about his opinion. However, if he had to choose one of them to be a match for Joan, he would pick Guy. He repeated a few times that they are both great guys, but he just thinks there is something about Guy that resonates a little bit more with Joan. Fans will find out soon who Joan gives her final rose to. Jonathan is happy with new girlfriend. Jonathan Rone found love after he left the Golden Bachelorette. He revealed the exciting news on the Men Tell All and on Friday began to reveal little pieces about her. Fans were able to figure out who she was rather quickly. On Saturday, he shared a photo of the two of them together. They both look very happy, and Jonathan said, "We do us really well." This time he tagged her in the post. Her name is Michelle Zimmerman. So far, he seems to be the only one in a serious relationship post-filming. However, Leslie Fema has reportedly been getting to know Jordan Heller. The two have been texting. He shared exclusively that they are currently just friends, no romance yet. As the Golden Bachelorette season roars towards its dramatic finale, viewers are left in suspense, wondering who will ultimately win the heart of Joan Vassos. Chock Chapel, the enigmatic free spirit, or Guy Gansard, the polished and reserved businessman. The show, known for its candid moments and unforgettable twists, is in full swing, and no one has had a closer view of Joan's journey than Jonathan Rone, a former contestant and fan favorite who was unceremoniously eliminated early on, but whom has kept a watchful eye on the drama unfolding. In an exclusive interview with Bachelor Nation Buzz, Jonathan, known for his sharp wit and candid opinions, sat down to give his honest take on whether Chock or Guy is the better match for Joan. With a sly grin, Jonathan dives into the personalities and dynamics of the two men, unraveling what's been happening off-screen and weighing in on what Joan truly needs in a partner. "Well, let's be real," Jonathan begins, his tone casual but laced with insight. "Joan's been through a lot. She's not here for the games or for some fancy lines. She's looking for something real, something that'll last. So when we talk about Chock versus Guy, you have to ask yourself who can offer her the kind of partnership she deserves." Chock Chapel, the unexpected wild card. Now, Chock, Jonathan continues, he's the wild card in all this. No one really knows where they stand with him. One minute, he's this grounded, spiritual guy, and the next, he's climbing a tree in the middle of a date or making Joan laugh with some off-the-wall joke. It's almost like he's trying too hard to be the quirky guy, but that's what makes him unique. He's not your typical Bachelor contestant. Hell, he's not your typical man, period. But let's not forget, Joan's no spring chicken either. Jonathan leans back, sipping his coffee, clearly contemplating the bigger picture. Chock's got a certain charm. There's a lightness to him that Joan needs. You can see that he has a genuine affection for her. But there's also an edge. He's unpredictable. Joan's the kind of woman who doesn't mind a little chaos, but I'm not sure she needs a guy who can't keep his feet firmly planted. The heart wants what it wants, sure, but does she really want a man whose roots are always shifting? He pauses before continuing, a knowing smile crossing his face. The thing with Chock is, he's emotional, and that can be a beautiful thing, but Joan needs more than emotional highs. She's at a stage in her life where stability is key. Sure, Chock makes her feel alive, but that might not be enough in the long run. Guy answered, the safe bet. On the flip side, Jonathan is equally critical of Guy Gansard, the seemingly perfect gentleman who's earned the admiration of the other contestants and Joan herself with his steady demeanor and polished charm. Guy is the safe bet, Jonathan admits with a shrug. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. He's reliable, successful, and clearly respects Joan. He checks all the boxes on paper, but there's something about Guy that's just, well, predictable. Joan needs someone who can take risks and challenge her in a way that doesn't feel like just another polished date on a reality TV show. Jonathan laughs, sensing his own bias seeping into his analysis. Okay, fine, Guy's got his qualities. He's stable, and he's the kind of guy you could picture next to you at family reunions. He has his moments where he opens up, and Joan seems to appreciate that. But let's be real. He's not exactly the guy who's going to sweep you off your feet with spontaneous gestures. He's more the take you to a nice restaurant and call it a night type of guy. Joan deserves more than that, don't you think? Jonathan leans in closer, his voice dropping to a more serious tone. Guy has an undeniable presence, but what Joan really needs is someone who will make her laugh, who will make her feel like she can be herself, quirks and all. Does Guy do that? I'm not sure, but he's definitely got the winning pedigree. He's safe. Maybe a little too safe, though. The verdict. Who's the one for Joan? So, who does Jonathan Rone ultimately think is the better fit for Joan Vassos, Chock or Guy? Well, it's tough, he admits. Both men have their strengths, and honestly, Joan could thrive with either of them. But if I had to pick, I think Joan's heart might be better suited to Chock. He brings something out of her that Guy doesn't. Sure, he's a little chaotic and unpredictable, but that's what makes him so real. He's raw. Joan needs someone who'll challenge her in a way that's both comforting and exciting. Chock might be the perfect storm of both those things. Jonathan shifts, his tone becoming more reflective. Now, Guy's the guy you want to introduce to your parents and brag about. But does he have the spark that Joan needs in her life? Maybe not. Joan's at a stage in life where she wants adventure, not the type where you're always wondering if you'll end up getting your heart broken, but the kind where you're constantly rediscovering each other. Jonathan pauses again, giving a final, almost rueful smile. Chock might be the wild card, but in the end, sometimes it's the wild card that wins the game. Joan needs someone who sees her as more than just an elegant woman in the spotlight. She needs someone who makes her feel like she's truly seen. Chock's the one who's more likely to do that. Guy might be a little too perfect to see Joan for the beautifully imperfect woman she is. As the interview wraps up, Jonathan's words linger in the air, leaving fans across the country to wonder, is Chock really the one Joan needs, or is Guy's steadiness enough to win her heart? For now, the Golden Bachelorette finale approaches, and viewers are poised on the edge of their seats, waiting for Joan to make her decision, one that could change everything.